Hey guys, welcome back. This is Drucifer again with another survival review. This is going to kick off my second round of reviews. Sorry for keeping a couple of you guys waiting who requested I get to this sooner. Just been procrastinating in quarantine. So I want to throw a huge thank you out to Impulzif for sharing this video. Impulsiv's a 1.3 KD player, he says, and he, quote, doesn't know exactly where he's making mistakes. So we'll try and identify some of those spots, and then some background Impulsiv's playing on a controller. So let's kick this off. So running Shotgun Thorn. Alright, so I'm going to stop it right there. That grenade you just threw was probably a waste, so you should save your grenades more. Nice job. Actually, I'll just throw out a little tidbit here. So you can see Impulsiv's playing on a high enough mobility that he can make this jump here with one single hop. Oh man, go back a little bit more. So if you watch here, Impulsiv's going to single jump up to this ledge instead of double jumping, which is great. Double jumping there probably would have gotten you killed, but by single jumping, you don't expose yourself as high, and it lets you just get onto the ledge. And by playing with a high enough mobility, you'll find most maps actually allow you to single jump onto any ledge you need to get to, saving you from doing a really easy to anticipate double jump. Alright, so now that you've seen my dog is OP, use Thunder Crash once, and he's very floaty with it. He was well around the corner when he initiated it. You should be thinking for the rest of the game, how can I anticipate this Thunder Crash and take advantage of him trying to push with it? See him hopping up there again? A little bit of a slow reaction to that grenade. You got lucky that it didn't kill you, but you could have reacted a little bit faster and maybe taken no damage. Now, it looks like you're playing on a bit of a low sensitivity on your controller there. For shotgunning, that's going to make it tough to get around to hit shots in scenarios like that. So you might want to consider upping your sensitivity for that, but it will make it harder to hit your hand cannon shots. So there's definitely a trade-off. Alright, no reason to poke. So that lane you just poked, here, let's go back a little bit. That lane, we'll just replay this. So you're a little late. If you look, you're about to initiate your slide. You're in the lane as you initiate your slide, right? I wish I could pan your camera right. So you're actually walking at normal head height, and a very quick sniper would probably get you here no problem. So make sure you initiate your slide before you enter the hallway. So, and then you choose to go back to this lane. Let's talk about this for a second. The distance from where you're getting sniped, which is probably right here or right here, is well past hand cannon drop-off range. So you are entering a fight. One, good job entering it by sliding. That makes it harder to hit the initial shot for your enemy. But you're entering a bad fight here, because basically your enemy doesn't have damage drop off with their sniper, whereas you do. So it's going to be harder to hit because your range stat isn't going to boost your aim assist, and you're not going to do enough damage to kill the guy anyway, so he gets a couple free tries at sniping you, and then he can leave the lane with no danger to himself. So I wouldn't recommend poking this lane knowing your enemy is at one of these two spots at the end of the corridor. If they were closer, this would be a different matter though. So let's keep going.
Lives left.
Nice awareness there, realizing that you're in a close range fight. And again, you missed a pretty, I'd say not a super challenging shotgun opportunity there, but you missed it so for that second kill. So you need to work on shotgunning a little bit. That'll come with time. But that's definitely an area for improvement. And you can play Rumble. That's really good practice for engagements like that. That was a better time to grenade. Definitely a better job that time, using some discretion on when to grenade. And then you didn't reload your hand cannon. Yep, so make sure you keep track of reloading.
No lives left for anyone. Rest when you're dead. 1 minute. No more second chances. Fight to the finish.
Switch guns or get out of there. Yeah, nice job. So look at how you're playing right now. You're 3v1. This is how you enable a good player to clutch around. You separate from your team. I know you're trying to get a flank and you're trying to play well and you may not have communications with your teammates, but if you're playing to win and that's your sole goal here, you should be playing with your teammates. It makes it so much harder for that other player to clutch out. You don't need a flank here. You don't need any special strategy. You're 3v1. Sure, you might not get the glory of getting the kill, but you will win the round. So I would be willing to bet at least one of your teammates dies here. And then it's a 2v1, which is a totally different game. Yep.
30 seconds.
Your teammate didn't die, but point is, no need to enable that by executing a flank. You don't need a flank.
Match time. There can be only one winner.
But again, I'm not really sure why. You know the other team has a sniper. You shouldn't be going into that lane with your hand cannon. You don't have a gun that can compete in that area. So sliding that off the initial spawn is not smart. Nice job dodging and getting out of there. You know it looks like he has Antius wards, so you might want to play a little bit more cautiously than this since he's probably going to slide back in like an ape. Yeah, so where you're playing right now, like that spot right there is probably a good distance. Any closer is probably dangerous. And you just lost awareness there, which I think again comes down to sensitivity and just practice. Playing at a higher sense will help, and then just more games, rumble matches will really help with that. You know that guy has a shotgun.
Neither team has lives left.
Yeah, nice shot.
Show no mercy.
Nice job getting out of the mid lane.
30 seconds. Both teams out of reserve. End this.
Alright, so you could pull the Thunder Crash here. This is a decision-making moment. You could pull out their Thunder Crash while separated from your teammate, potentially, and try and see if you can get a kill with it before you get Thunder Crash, but by popping your super, but that's a tough decision.
Tiebreaker active. This is not the end.
Ooh, Antius wards. Will it get patched? Probably not. Hate that noise. Alright, so what's almost certainly going to happen is you're going to get Thunder Crash here no matter what you do. So I think the best... Yep.
Not enough.
So good job not popping your super there. Actually take back what I said before entirely. Good job exercising discretion there and not popping your super. You were going to get Thunder Crashed. No need to lose a super because of that on your team. Now, you guys have a super advantage, and they don't have a shutdown super. You should be running your super aggressively here before they can get energy. So, yep, and that's exactly what your teammate's doing. That's a great call. Now, you should be moving with him to support him. I have no idea why your teammate didn't get any kills there. That super is so broken, so it's really unfortunate. You should be able to rely on your teammate to get some picks there. But if you move with him, it makes it a little bit easier for that to happen. Sometimes somebody jumping away from his super is a sitting duck for you to get easy kills. Alright. While I was running my mouth there, we missed something, so let's step back. So, listen to the audio cues. I'm not sure you'll be able to hear this in the VOD I'm doing here, but listen to the audio cues as you move towards that outside poke. You can hear the Titan jump. Yep, so you can't see him, but you just heard him jump, and you're scoped in on ground level. So make sure you're wearing headphones. I have a $12 set of headphones that work just fine. You can also spend a lot more than that, or get a real headset. But any headphones or headset will really improve your gameplay, because now you can know, instead of looking at head level or where you are right there. First of all, you should never be scoping right here. You should have your scope at head level on the platform every time. But now you know your enemy's somewhere up in this region or above. So you should be scoping up there. Or you know he's going to use his Thunder Crash, because that's all he does, right? That's his whole strategy. So instead, you could be backing up with your shotgun, or backing up even more with your hand cannon, anticipating him Thunder Crashing you and then missing, and being able to just shoot him from a distance. Anyway. Alright, I was wrong. It wasn't the Thunder Crash guy, but Thunder Crash guy was close behind.
For your enemy. Destroy them. 1 minute left.
Definitely listen to sound cues more. Alright, so you guys have life advantage, and there's only a minute left, so I'd say just controlling heavy here.
Neither team has lives left.
So I'm going to step it back here too, for radar awareness purposes. We'll just have a little discussion here. So you see somebody on the very outer ring of your radar, and you throw a grenade there. Just judging off this, I really don't think this was a good grenade, because I'm pretty sure your enemy is not going to get hit by it. He's too far away based on which radar ring he's in. And anytime it's a coin toss, your grenade is a great opportunity to get kills. And you're kind of wasting it here. It's a great cleanup grenade, right? Because somebody puts up a shield, you can throw it to the side after you've damaged them. So I think you should exercise more discretion when using this grenade. Then you have made the decision to use this ability before you have even unscoped to check your radar. It turns out the enemy probably is close enough to be in that little corridor, but again, you didn't know that until you were already initiating it. So unless you had a call out from your teammate telling you to do this, you're probably wasting your melee energy too. Especially since you have no way to easily follow up that kill, since going into that tiny corridor is still likely a trade. You should be pushing him with shotgun. He's half and you didn't push. You had full health there too. Oh my gosh. And so you stood back there while your teammate fought, right? So let's see. We'll just rewatch this. Your teammate runs in, and you choose to reload and not help. Now it's a 1v1 instead of a 2v1. That's a tough spot, but you did have 5 bullets left and a shotgun. You could have easily pushed that guy aggressively in the hopes of getting a in hopes of getting a team shot there.
This is not the end.
Nice. So that's tough. You were really close to winning that battle, and your grenade just didn't proc on him. You didn't get it quite close enough, and then you lost awareness of where he had positioned at the very end. But I want to talk about some decision making that led you to get into this tough situation of a 1v1. So when you popped this guy, I'm pretty sure has already popped his super, so you're in no danger of him using it again, and you know he's sniping. So you have your super to win the round. So I like to use the point as bait. People get and the kind of is what your enemy just did to you. You got so married to the concept of capturing the point that you lost track of the fact that you don't actually have to capture it to win. you can kill the enemy to win, or as long as you have more capture meter, as long as you have capture meter on the flag and your enemy doesn't, you win. So once you establish any amount of blue in the capture window, unless your enemy touches point, he loses. So you can touch it and then reposition so that he has to jump onto point, which means he has to jump up onto that platform or rotate around to the left. And every time he rotates, you can get more cap time. And every time he jumps, his accuracy goes way down and he's sniping, so you can hopefully get free shots or land a grenade. So overall, you didn't need to stand on the zone and try and cap it there. You change yourself to it, which you didn't need to do. Instead, get a little bit on, turn the zone blue, and then step off of it and wait for your enemy to make a mistake. And this guy shooting you and griefing you sucks, man. Don't let it get into your head. It's just a game. People are childish. The moment you let it get into your head, you make worse plays. Just laugh it off. That's a poor activation of a super there. Oh my gosh. And he got sniped. So your teammates are really letting you down here, and that's tough too. Oh no, he didn't get sniped. Somebody else got sniped. Okay, I lost track of that. But still, that was your teammates are letting you down with their super activations. That is an incredible super, and they're activating it too far away from the enemies and not coordinated with you at all, so it's tough. Alright, why aren't you running? Run away. What's your game plan here, right? You don't have the ability to kill him with your hand cannon. You're not going to land enough shots before he kills you, and your shotgun's not going to single shot him. So there's no game plan where you win here. You don't have the positioning to team shot this guy either. Your team, it's just too closed in. So all of your team should turn around and run away.
1 minute. You're neck and neck on reserve.
So he may have been able to run you down, but you certainly made it easier on him to catch up to you. And it's a common mistake. You always want to turn and fight, not run away like a coward. But, you know, as the expression goes, discretion is the better part of valor.
You obliterated the enemy.
Sound keeps cutting out.
Enemy has no care.
Alright, so there's another Thunder Crash coming your way. So maybe play with your team. Nice job rotating with them in the beginning, but maybe don't. Another wasted grenade, right? Even if you tag somebody, what's the game plan there? Like, best case scenario, they run through that lane, but that's too long a lane for you to shoot your hand cannon down, as we just saw. So really, you don't have a good game plan. Oh, tough. Actually, we can go back and talk about that. So, you know, based on their positioning here. So, you know they've been playing in this back left corner here. So, this is where they've been hanging out, in this lane right here. And you choose, let's play through for a sec. You choose to jump up. So, you know that they've been on this side, like in this area. On your left on that lane for a while, and you know one guy's over here that you're shooting at. So you have maybe 2-3 seconds to kill that guy, if that, and then you need to be out of there. But honestly, you shouldn't have even jumped up here in the first place. This isn't a free area. It's being locked down by the enemy. So you expose yourself to this guy, and it ends up not working out, as you'll see, as you saw. So.
3 lives left.
And your teammate, yeah. Yeah, so that's just classic, as a lot of people on Crucible Playbook would call it, shotgun aping. You shouldn't have run in there with your shotgun. You were hoping to get a kill and change the outcome, but just pushing into the middle of an entire team with your shotgun was not the answer there. Just play back, wait for your teammates to respawn, No need to lose all your life or lose an additional life there. Sometimes playing smart is boring.
Knocked out.
And same thing again, you're challenging a sniper lane that your hand cannon can't, you know, your cannon can't do any noticeable damage on that, so you should have been a little bit more careful. Nice job on your teammate activating his Daybreak. He should be playing... unfortunately, your teammate's just not very good with his super. He doesn't really know how to use it.
30 seconds.
But even if he had, you guys were down by 4 lives plus the 3 last lives, so... yeah, that was... So let's take a quick review. Overall, it was a good game. You guys played really well. You do a good job initially playing with your team as you come out of spawn, but then I've noticed you have a habit of moving away from them. So definitely a big positioning / decision making goal for the future for you should be to fix that and play with your team more. Although if you are playing, oh gosh, what's it called? If you're solo queuing, that's tough. So, as always, I'm going to break it down into mechanics, positioning, and decision-making and give you some big pointers to work on. So your biggest things for mechanics, you're sliding a little bit too late as you move past lanes. So make sure you initiate your slide in a timely manner so that your head is moving to a different spot as soon before you're in the lane. So when you're in the lane, it's moving the whole time and you're in a slide. And then for mechanics on shotgunning, definitely go into Rumble and just practice a little bit more. That'll help you moving from one player to the next expeditiously. And you can consider using a higher sensitivity, although that will make it harder to hit. The biggest two I'd say for you to work on that are going to be the easiest are 1, save your dodge roll grenades in melee until you need them. You're wasting your energy a lot of the time, and then when you could get an easy cleanup with a grenade or a ranged melee attack, instead you don't have it available, so you let the enemy get away. And then if you start paying attention to sound a little bit more, it'll help you make better decisions about what you can't see on radar and what you can't see on your screen. For instance, when that Titan was hovering in the air around the corner several times. And then finally, a couple times you could have reloaded when you didn't, which led to problems later in fights. So that's just, people make stupid mistakes all the time. So I'm just going to chalk that up to that. But just in case it's a recurring error, I'd say watch out for it. All right, for positioning, like I just said before, play with your team throughout the round. Flanking while tempting is usually not the answer, or often isn't the answer. Team shooting works really well, especially if you don't have a sniper. And then for hand cannon range on positioning, you are poking lanes that are well past the hand cannon drop off. So again, you're opening yourself up to getting sniped when you do that, and it doesn't really do anything to pressure the enemy. And finally, to move into decision making, we already had a long discussion about how to play the flag at the end. The biggest lesson is don't get married to the idea that you have to control flag or stand on top of the flag to control it. It's much better to bait your enemy into using it, or pick up heavy, or just some combination of waiting for your enemy to make a mistake while playing for positioning. And then run from supers is the biggest thing for your decision making. Do not engage a super that you have no way of killing. Run away from him. Do your best to stay alive without running into any of the enemies, and make it through it. So that's all I have for you, Impulsive. If you have any questions, I'll post this as a reply to you on Crucible Playbook, and just hit me up. Let me know if there's anything you disagree with or more you want a discussion on. And thanks for watching, guys.